So what's happening, people? It's me again, Courtney. I've just finished watching UFC 112 Invincible. Just say the whole thing, like the overall, like the stadium and the outdoor, it looked really good. Although there seemed like there was a few empty seats, it seemed like the fans were really into it. But the whole thing looked really nice. But yeah, pay-per-view card started really good. Kendall Grove versus Mark Munoz. Kendall Grove, I predicted him to win, but Mark Munoz took the TKO in the second round. Munoz, I thought he was lucky, but Kendall Grove had a lot of submission attempts, and I thought he was going to snap his neck at one point. He kept winning guillotines, and yeah, did he get the Darce choke in there as well? And I thought he would get him. I thought he'd get him, knocked him down with the uppercut, but no, Munoz kept going. Second round, what's his name? Kendall Grove was on the floor. He got knocked to the floor. If you listen carefully, his corner was telling him, get up kick and get up. But he didn't do that. So what he done was up kick and stayed on his back. And Munoz just came and waded and was like, wham, wham. Punches from the top and they were hard. He was hitting him really hard. And that was the beginning of the end for Kendall Grove, because he stayed on the floor and he just got battered. I thought Grove would finish in, like I've saying before, probably by, did I say submission or catching with a knee or something? But no, Munoz just ground and powdered him. But yeah, that was a decent, I like that fight, it was a good fight. Next fight on the pay-per-view card was Terry Etim versus Rafael Dos Anjos. I predicted Etim to win, but Dos Anjos won via armbar, which was nice. Etim was doing well. Dos Anjos, I underestimated him. His takedowns are really good, and he managed. I didn't think he'd get that close to Terry Etim, to be honest. I didn't think he'd get in that close. I didn't think Etim would let him in, but he got in there, took him down. Side control mount, and then got the armbar finish, which was nice. It's good, nice armbar. Obviously Dos Anjos steps up now, so he's gonna be fighting. I think he'll be fighting a lot better people, not a lot of better people, but he'll be stepping up. I don't know who would take the fight against. I'm not sure who would put him against next. Terry Etim, I still think he's a really good fighter. Yeah, so I hope to see him back in there winning again soon for the UK and Team Kawoon, I think it is. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. But yeah, that was a good fight as well. Then this is where the card just gradually got worse. Not saying those two fights were rubbish, but the next fight on the card was Matt Hughes versus Renzo Gracie. I wasn't really bothered about this fight, but I really wanted Renzo Gracie to win, to put Matt Hughes to sleep, although I picked Matt Hughes to win the fight. And it was just like an exhibition match. Renzo was trying to swing his big right hand. Matt Hughes was still on the outside, kicking Renzo's leg. Matt Hughes does his one punch, step back, shake off, then come back in again. If someone catches him on a half beat, they will knock his ass out. Because all they need to do is, as soon as he punches, as he's going backwards, that person goes forward and hits him. He's getting laid out cold. You notice as well, he didn't want to go to the floor with Renzo at all. Didn't want none of it. It's like GSP versus Dan Hardy. GSP didn't want none of it standing up. Matt Hughes didn't want none of it on the floor. None of it at all. So even though he was hitting him, backing him up, usually was shot in there, taking him down. No, none of it. I think there's a bit of ring rust in there as well. But as Matt Hughes won the fight. Renzo, he lasted longer than I thought he would, and for a guy that hasn't fought for a while to come back in against a former 5-time champ, that's really good. So my hats off to Renzo Gracie. Hope to see him back. He fought better than the other Gracie, Igor. Disgraceful, but yeah, Renzo done really well. So I hope to see him back. Proper warrior. Matt Hughes, I don't know what he's going to do for next. I don't know who's going to fight next, but I'm not really bothered. I hope they beat him. Anyway, put him against Ricardo Almeida. Almeida will put him to sleep. Yeah, do that. Make it happen, Joe Silva. And then the next fight on the card was BJ Penn versus Frank Edgar. Not Frankie Edgar, Frank Edgar. I was watching this fight and it was going all right. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't what I expected basically. And I thought BJ would do a lot more. And I said in my prediction video as well that if Frank Edgar went at his pace, Frank Edgar's pace, BJ Penn's pace, I said that BJ Penn would be in trouble. And sure enough, he was, because Frank Edgar just went at one pace throughout the whole damn fight. On high, the guy was just moving all. I couldn't take it. Listen, as Joe Rogan said, his eyeballs were getting tired. You wouldn't know where to do with him. He run rings around me. He's running rings around BJ. He's moving really quick, moving in, out. Managed to get a takedown. Mike Goldberg nearly wet his pants because BJ Penn got taken down. Although like the judging, the scores, there's one score 50-45. No way. It wasn't that far. You know. I thought personally, after watching the fight, I thought BJ Penn might have just squeezed it, or it might have been a draw or something like that. But one judge seemed fit to call it 50-45. So I don't know, you know. But then again, I don't know. You know, it's judging, it's MMA, anything can happen. But congratulations to Frank Edgar, beat the best. And I hope he can defend that belt for at least 3-4 times. You know what I mean? I want to see him defend that belt. But anyway, congrats to Frank Edgar. BJ Penn will be back. I predicted BJ Penn to win, Edgar won. And now on to the next fight. I'm not going to speak too long about Anderson Silva versus Damian Maia. I predicted Silva to win. He won via unanimous decision. They didn't give the scores at the end of the fight. Silva danced for most of the fight. For the first 2 rounds, he was dancing and taunting Damian Maia, just hitting him, taking the piss basically. Taking the piss out of Damian Maia. Damian Maia didn't flop to his back like Thales Leites. Damian Maia was there, ready to stand and trade with him, but Anderson wasn't really, toward like 3rd, 4th, 5th round, he wasn't willing to engage. Anderson was dancing around, even though when Maia got knocked down, he was telling Silva to come to the floor. Another YouTube blog, I think it's World Traveller Fan, pointed out the fact that why don't they make Anderson go to the floor with Maia, because it's MMA, it's not boxing, you don't have to stand up, you go to the floor, which is a fair point. I've always thought that as partly as well. But yeah, he just danced around and took the piss basically. 3rd, 4th, 5th round, he just didn't land. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Maia was willing there, standing there, ready to punch, ready to trade. There was one exchange where Maia was hitting from his knees, got knocked down, he came up and hit him from his knees. You know, so I'm not saying nothing about. It's just that's the way it is. That's where MMA is. One guy wants it on the floor, one guy wants it standing. The majority of the people want to see the fight standing. Some people want to see it on the floor. I'd like to see Silva get down and try and pass his guard or ground and pound. You know what I mean? But hey, but yeah, as I said, Silva won via unanimous decision. I don't know who. I think they should get him to face Jon Jones next. Someone that's going to push him, because Jon Jones ain't going to stand there and just dance around and take that shit. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to take that. Put him against Jon Jones. I'm telling you. Joseph will make it happen at 205 against Jon Jones before Anderson faces Georges St. Pierre. Georges St. Pierre don't need to fight him yet. I think Jon Jones, and let's see Anderson Silva do what he usually does. Get in there and fight. Jon Jones is not going to rest on his laurels and let him dance around. As soon as his head goes back, Jon Jones is going to spin an elbow, back fist, flying kick him, take his head off. I like Anderson Silva as one of my favourite fighters, but come on, man. If I was a paying client at that UFC, I would have been pissed at him. Not pissed at Damian Maia, because Damian Maia stood up, was in your world. But no, you decided to dance. First 2 rounds, yeah, you danced. That was good. After that fight, I want my money back. Anderson Silva, Dana White, Anderson Silva, I want my money back. Big time. You owe me. Anyway, this is Courtney. My rant is over. Peace.